To podcasters, recording musicians, and streamers who are looking for studio quality audio at home or on the road, the Shure MV7 Podcast Kit is a premium all-in-one solution inspired by the legendary Shure SM7B and designed to address the versatility required by modern creators. Visit the link in our show notes to learn more about the MV7 podcast microphone and visit Shure.com. That's SHURE.com. Shure. Sound extraordinary. Product used in exchange for promotional consideration.
Eat the Pictures is a bite-sized movie podcast. Every week we look at the ways different movies, from classic horror to rom-com, use food to tell stories on screen. Food unites us all. Let's explore it piece by piece on Eat the Pictures. Stay hungry.
I'm Aljon Go, podcaster and producer of the Disney List, Skull Rock podcast, and Dining at Disney. When you're creating content, podcast, webcasting, live streaming, or wanting to step up your video conference calls, you need quality gear and accessories. That's why I use Gator Frameworks in my studio. From professional broadcast boom arms and microphone stands, studio monitor speaker stands, ring light kits, headphone holders, elite furniture studio desks, and acoustic wall treatments, Gator Frameworks has you covered. Gator is the leading brand of cases, stands, and support system solutions for music, Pro AV, Creative Pro, IT, and general utility industries. They have over 1,000 different solutions made from vacuum formed plastics, rational molded plastics, wood, sewn, and EVA materials. Leveraging their expertise in case design and manufacturing, Gator has a complete OEM division that works with leading companies around the world to engineer and create custom cases for original equipment manufacturers. For more information, visit GatorFrameworks.com. Product provided in exchange for promotional consideration.
This is Kat from Dining at Disney, and I'm here with Kristen. Kristen, tell us about some travel deals.
Right now, if you are looking to enjoy the Walt Disney World 50th anniversary celebration and you are a Disney Visa card holder, this deal is for you. Right now, you can save up to 30% off. It varies anywhere from 25 to 30% off that you can save depending on what resort. At select Disney Resort hotels for stays most nights August 28th through September 19th of 2022. And you must book this with your Disney Visa card.
Kristen, how can people book these incredible vacations?
They can contact me at themeparksandcruises@gmail.com.
From the Gator Framework Studio in Music City, it's the Dining at Disney podcast.
Another thing about good food, it brings folks together, all walks of life.
You'll discover all the best restaurants and food as you hungrily explore the Disney parks.
Let's do this thing!
The Dining at Disney podcast with your hosts, Kristen Hoetzel, Bubba Alvarez, and Kat Arcori.
Welcome to the Dining at Disney podcast. I'm Kristen, and joining me is Kat and producer Aljon. If you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast at any of those amazing platforms out there that you listen to your podcasts. For those of you new to the show, we do launch 2 a week, so make sure you don't miss any of our delicious discussion. Kat, do you want to tell everybody what we are talking about today?
Yeah, we're going to talk about the best seafood dining locations throughout the world of Disney, both Walt Disney World and some special mentions of Disneyland over here on the West Coast.
Okay, so let's go ahead and dig into some of our favorite seafood locations. Okay, Kat, I'm going to let you kick it off first.
Well, I think I'm going to start with one of my favorite places in general, the Rose and Crown at Epcot over at the UK Pavilion. They have some delicious fish and chips. And for people like me who can't have traditional fish and chips, they have a lovely baked fish and chips, which I make sure to get every time I'm in Orlando. It's one of my favorite things to eat on property. It's so delicious. The chips are always crispy and the fish is always perfectly cooked. So I really enjoy Rose and Crown. What do you think, Kristen and Aljon?
I do like their fish and chips over there. They're nice.
Mm-hmm.
I like fish and chips where the batter on the outside is really crispy, and then you have the tender fish inside. So it's like that nice contrast of those two textures. And it's even better when it's like a beer batter type breading on your fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
You can say.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, yeah.
You said like at, and then you just saw it.
Oh, no, I meant, well, I said I like it.
Oh, like it. Oh, I thought you said like at.
No, I like it. I was like, yeah, I like it. I didn't know if someone else was going to say something. But yeah, I do like the fish and chips there, honestly. So good.
Oh, it's so good.
Yes.
Delicious. Yeah, so that's my first pick.
Okay, so this is going to be probably an obvious choice for many people who enjoy seafood and fish, and that is going to be a flying fish over at Disney's Boardwalk. And there's many things that I like on their menus. The lobster bisque that they have is... I love lobster bisque. If I see it on a menu, I'm going to order it. Occasionally, it doesn't taste like a lobster. It tastes like just fishiness, and you're like, oh, I'm disappointed in that. Theirs is a nice, rich, creamy lobster bisque.
The lobster is amazing. Yeah, it's like sweet. It's so good.
And then they have like the Prince Edward Island mussels, which are always one of my favorites. But I would say one of my favorite, I've got two favorite dishes on their menu. The one is the plancha seared scallops, because I love me some scallops. Mm-hmm. And these have savory grits, sweet corn, and peppadew emulsion. But a perfectly cooked scallop, just for some reason, makes me very happy. I love them. Mm-hmm. Also, their potato-wrapped red snapper has a leek fondue and cassis red wine reduction, and the leek fondue just pairs really nice with that red snapper.
Yes. I'm with you, because we go to Flying Fish all the time to celebrate our anniversary for years and years and years. And the kitchen's amazing, the staff's great, but the scallops are to die for. So that would be number one on the list for me for seafood. But yes, I've had all the other seafood here, and I've had all the other steaks here, and they're all wonderful. And so you can't go wrong with anything here. But man, the scallops are so good.
Next time, though, I do need to try is their seafood pearl pasta, which is shrimp, lobster, scallops, clams, and mussels. And the reason I'm saying this is because one of my, if not my favorite dish at Raglan Road, they don't care anymore. And it was the It's Not Bleeding chowder.
You couldn't have waited until we got to Raglan Road.
It did. My dish isn't anymore.
Oh, I know.
And you had so many different types of seafood in it. Yeah. And it was mainly seafood with just a little bit of sauce. So it wasn't like a soup. So I'm thinking next time I'm going to need to try this pasta dish, because it's got all those seafood, ingredients that I like so much.
Flying Fish is one of the few restaurants I have never been to. I've never eaten there.
Really?
Wow.
No. I'm surprised.
You will love it.
Yeah, you'll love it.
I bet. We very rarely go over there to the boardwalk. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, if I remember right, our friends Bobby and Tony, that is their favorite restaurant at Disney.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
We love Bobby and Tony.
All right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good location. And I don't know anybody who loves seafood that has been there and hasn't put that at one of their top favorite restaurants at Disney.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, there you go, Kat.
Mm-hmm. I'll have to try it out.
What do you have next on your list?
I have Nomad Lounge next on my list.
Nice.
Nomad Lounge has a tuna poke bowl on their menu. It's tuna, steamed rice, red cabbage kimchi, edamame, and sesame chili glaze. And I eat a lot of poke. This poke is maybe the best poke outside of Hawaii.
Really?
It's super spicy. The fish is perfectly cut. It's not cooked because it's tuna poke, but it's perfectly cut in the perfect sized pieces. Sometimes you get too small, sometimes you get too big. It's really good. And it's like perfect because it's a lot of protein, So if you're dying in the middle of the day in the park, it's like the best pick me up ever. It's so good.
And it's so not it's not heavy, so it's not not breaded or fried or cooked. Yeah.
No, it's like cold, and somehow the rice stays warm and the fish stays cold, and it's spicy. It's so good. Oh my goodness. I could eat that for 3 meals a day. Let's be honest.
There you go.
Be a healthy meal to eat every day.
Yes. I mean, really, my diet is mostly like packaged tuna, rice, and kimchi anyway. So it's not really an escape for me, but it's so good. And it's unexpected because it's like hidden in that little corner at Nomad Lounge where you like go to get bombed at Animal Kingdom. But also they have this delicious thing. And if you're not into fish, they have it with chicken too. So it's really good.
Nice.
But the chicken is cooked.
The chicken is cooked. No, the chicken is raw.
Go back a few months to hear Kat about the raw chicken experience.
Yeah. We're living on the edge over here in Animal Kingdom. Wild.
Yes, I have gone to the point with tuna that if I get my tuna, I want it and it's cooked. It has to be very lightly seared. Like I am so spoiled by raw tuna now.
I love tuna.
I am all about it.
Yum.
Okay, so my next place that I'm going to mention is Narcoossee's. And here, it's very much got a lot of it's very like surf and turf kind of restaurant with a lot of their menu items. So
Narcoossee's at Grand Floridian.
Yes, over at Grand Floridian.
The uninitiated listening. Grand Floridian, Walt Disney World Resort, y'all.
They do have a shrimp and grits as part of an appetizer or a shrimp and crab cake, both really good. My go-to, as I had mentioned before, I like lobster biz. So, of course, here, that is a favorite of mine. Theirs has a butter poached lobster with chervil as well. So, I like the flavor with that one.
Yum. That sounds so good.
And then
I've never been to Narcoossee's either.
You haven't.
What's happening here today?
My favorite thing to get is their dish called the surf and turf. And it's got a 6-ounce sirloin steak. And with it, you can do one of two things. You can either do the butter poached or steamed lobster tail, which is what I always get, or pan seared scallops. And then it comes with a buttery potato mash, roasted rainbow vegetables, and it has a red wine demi glaze to it. And you can upgrade the steak if you want. If you'd rather have the filet mignon, that is an option as well. But this I like. You get your steak and then you get your delicious lobster tail. And I always have to go with butter poached.
Yes, I love that.
Butter makes everything taste better.
Yes.
I'm going to put in a honorable mention for the mahi mahi.
Ooh.
Toy box tomatoes, marble potatoes, Meyer lemon, and basil ale. Mm-hmm. Let's tell the truth, guys. It's all good. You could get the scallops again, as Kristen said, at this place. Salmon's wonderful. The surf and turf, of course, is great. Shrimp scampi's good. You can't beat it.
They also have another option with their surf and turf because there's 2 of them listed on the menu. The other one also has a blackened salmon or grilled shrimp.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, and the blackened salmon you can get by itself without the surf and turf option. But yeah, blackened anything that's what so good.
I would probably go with that blackened salmon because I do like blackened dishes.
Plus, they have the andouille sausage on there as well, so it's just a little something, you know.
Get that spicy kick.
Yeah, I love andouille. So good. Anyway.
Yum.
It's like you go over to Kristen and I have to get my 2 cents in. Sorry, Kat.
No, that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
Yes.
Okay. Kristen, I didn't realize you were going to pick like all the fancy schmancy places. I picked all the are you hungry right now? Here's the thing.
No, we have a variety. It's a variety.
It's working out.
Yes, it is working out wonderfully.
Okay, so my next pick is the Columbia Harbor House at Magic Kingdom.
It is.
Yes. They have several really lovely options that are gluten friendly. The shrimp skewer, which I really like, is served with rice and green beans. But my favorite thing on their menu, which technically isn't gluten free unless you order it the messed up way that I order it, is the lobster roll.
Yes.
I love the lobster roll. I get it without the bun. They just serve it to you on a piece of lettuce. It's great. It's like a pile of lobster on top of a pile of French fries. And really, there's no way that could be bad. It's so good.
I either get
mayonnaise
that or the salmon. Those are the two dishes I always get there.
Yeah. The salmon's really good. And they also have, it's not fish, but they have gluten-free chicken strips at this place, which is very, very rare. But yeah, lobster roll, it's the mayonnaise version, not the butter version, which is what I prefer with mayonnaise. Comes with French fries. I like it mostly because it's not a cheeseburger. Magic Kingdom has some like very low dining standards, in my opinion. Not the best stuff over there. This one is a winner every time.
There you go.
Somebody posted something that very interesting on Instagram the other day, and it was they were talking about they had dined at Be Our Guest, and it wasn't what they expected it to be. And then they said there are no amazing food places at Disney World. And my comment was like, clearly you're not eating at the right places, because there are some incredible places at Disney. And I'm like, apparently, I'm guessing maybe they've only eaten in the parks and never like the resorts or Disney Springs, because
in the parks, there's some really good stuff.
There's some really good stuff in the parks.
Magic Kingdom is not, at the top of the list, but
no,
this is good. When they used to have the whole fish at Jungle Skipper Canteen, that would have been on this list if they still had the whole fish there.
Yeah.
That whole fish, ooh, baby. That whole fish was delicious.
Yeah, delish. I was gonna say, you can go to Animal Kingdom. You can get great seafood and regular food there, but it's all good. Yeah, I mean, it's not all chicken tenders. This is the crux of the show. This is why dining at Disney exists, because it's not about chicken tenders, pizza, and hot dogs and hamburgers all the time when you go to a theme park. You go to Disney it up a little bit, and go to the really heavily themed restaurants and experience all the other stuff that they have, other than, Cosmic Ray Starlight Cafe, which is good, but come on now,
Hallelujah.
Yeah, exactly.
Preach.
Hey, anyway. Hey, by the way,
it's so true.
I agree with the Harbor House. I mean, it's really good seafood there once again. And it's a break from, once again, all the standard fare that you would get. Everything fried is not necessarily fried there.
Exactly.
So there you go. Like the lobster roll. So there you have it.
Love it.
Yes.
So next on my list, and I am sticking again with a table service restaurant, and I am mentioning
Disney Springs,
the Boathouse, because they have amazing options for seafood, and they have an incredibly fresh, because it's brought in every single day, raw bar. So if you like raw oysters and things like that, and they have a variety of them too that you can choose from. It's not just like this one kind of oyster. Definitely go there and try that. I'm
sorry. Go ahead. I'm looking at the menu. I thought you knew what you're going to say. Go ahead.
It's really hard for me to pick one dish, because this restaurant has a very extensive menu. And so there's so many things to choose from, that anything from like, they've got a firecracker shrimp, and it has a sriracha mayo, serrano chilies, and sweet peppers. Anything from that to even their hand-breaded coconut shrimp that comes with grilled pineapple salsa. I haven't had anything there, seafood, that was not really good and well prepared. And being that, I'm going to go back to the raw bar, but being that I am immune compromised, you have to be very careful. Like, that's a warning on every single restaurant's menu about not eating raw food. So you have to be very careful when you do that. This is one of the few places that I will order. Actually, this is the only place I've ordered raw oysters from in how many? I used to be the person that would, like, when you went to the beach and they had like, you order those big plates of like oysters and stuff. I used to do that, but now I have to be so careful that this is the only place I have felt comfortable with, because I know it flies in the morning and literally it smells like salt water. There's no fish taste that I feel safe enough eating it. But it's a very, very good. They've got lots and lots of options. I mean, they've got a Maine lobster tail that you can get. They even do dockside shrimp boils that have like the corn on the cob and your red potatoes with the andouille sausage. And those are cool when you're eating outside to do those kind of like messy items, I think.
Wear the bib and get some wet wipes.
Yeah.
So you recommend the raw bar then?
I recommend any other seafood, but I'm saying if you are somebody who likes raw seafood, they have an exceptional raw bar.
Yes, I agree. You know, and one thing about these that do specialize in that seafood is a lot of these upper end, but a lot of these restaurants will have a market catch of the day. So we can't necessarily mention like all the resorts, not all the resorts. Okay. The moderates, but especially the deluxe resorts, on Walt Disney World property will always have like a market fish, that's fresh. So you'll have to ask them, because we could say, oh yeah, the grouper is good, or the tuna is good, or the salmon. The market fresh stuff is always a good thing to go for any of those restaurants, especially the Boathouse, because they also have market fresh stuff.
Like their cedar plank salmon.
That's my fave. Good
I
call.
drink that at home.
Good. That's my favorite when you make it. Yes.
Aw.
Yes, it is. Okay, Kat, back to you.
Okay, I think I know what your last one is. So I'm going to do Harbor Galley. I'm going to bring it over to Disneyland for my last one. Give Disneyland some love. Normally my pick for this would be Catal, but it's not going to exist for much longer. So I went with one that's going to be there for a while. Again, lobster roll. Can't beat it. Yeah. Seasoned lobster with celery, onions on a buttered roll, top with fresh chives and served with chips. Basically, I get it without the bun. And they serve it. It's basically like lobster dip with these delicious house-made chips. So good. Again, something cold, because it's always hot here and I'm always hot generally. So I love this lobster roll. It's so good. I recommend it highly. It's really lovely. And again, Disneyland is not always top of my list when it comes to food, but this one is, it's pretty dang good. I like it a lot.
I would say that's one of my favorite locations for quick service at Disneyland is Harbor Galley. Everything there is really good. And I think I like their lobster roll better than the one at Columbia Harbor House even.
Yeah, it's different, but they're both really good. And they also have a tuna salad sandwich there that's actually pretty good too. Same thing with lettuce and tomato, served with chips. But if lobster's an option, I'm gonna pick lobster. Let's be honest. So yeah, and it used to be I couldn't have this, but my friends really liked to get it. It used to be they served a mac and cheese here. Do they still serve mac and cheese here? I don't think they do anymore. But you used to be able to get mac and cheese with the lobster in it.
I like
in
that.
a bread bowl, and
That's
people
right.
like freaked out about it. But
yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
The bread bowl is just too much bread for me. There's not enough of what I want. It's so much bread that
it's
I'm just like,
literally
can I just get?
I feel like you get a scoop and a half of any kind of soup in there. It's like, God, can you whittle out a little bit more bread instead of just plucking out the middle? It's literally, here's a cup, and then they put like literally a cup of soup in there. It's like, come on, folks.
Oh boy.
Anyway.
No thanks. I'm good.
Oh, by the way, Napa Rose has amazing market fresh fish there. So if you're in the mood, market fresh fish, anything Napa Rose, because Napa Rose is the best over there at Disneyland.
Yeah, we
I
really
haven't
them.
been to Napa Rose in a long time, but when I did go, it was fall, so like everything had pumpkin in it, and I did not enjoy myself.
Yeah, they would.
not
Everybody's been going pumpkin overboard. It's like, come on,
No
you know?
thanks.
I mean, not everything
No
has to be
thanks.
pumpkin or pumpkin spice anything. You know,
Ugh, no.
I mean, I know people love their pumpkin spice latte, but
I
Yes.
remember back before pumpkin was like on everybody's menu, and it was a rarity to see pumpkin. And I remember only seeing pumpkin ravioli on Wolfgang Puck's menu.
which, by the way, is great. Mm-hmm. Wolfgang Puck's is great, especially for their. He does a great salmon and salmon salad over there.
That's
at
true.
Walt Disney
Actually,
World.
everything over
It's
at
all good.
Wolfgang
Wolfgang
Puck's. Yeah.
And by the way, did we talk about how we took sushi out of the playing field?
Oh no, I don't think we did.
Yeah,
mention
so
that.
we specifically took sushi
Yeah.
out of the playing field for today because we're ultimately going to do the best sushi show at some point
Yes.
because we love sushi.
Yes, we do.
Okay. So we're kind of wrapping some things up. We've got a couple other things we'd like to mention, though. Kristen, you've got one in particular that we have always had a good time visiting.
Yes, and that would be paddlefish.
Yes.
Back at Disney Springs.
I have done their peel and eat Key West pink shrimp, and those are good. They're another place with a very large raw bar. I have not tried the items there at their raw bar, but they
Good.
do look really. It does look really good, and
Yeah,
I do
their
plan
oysters are
on
really good.
asking them about like when that all comes in and stuff like that.
It's very fresh because
It looks
it's
like it
really
is.
good. It's
Awesome.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kumamoto oysters, my favorite every time.
Very nice.
What I really like that they have is their crab ceviche.
Yeah.
Now, I like ceviche to begin with, but this is a blue crab, avocado, bell pepper, jalapeno, cilantro, lime, and it's served with tortilla chips.
It's like crab. What is it? Like crab salsa. That's what it tastes like. It's so good. Eat those with some chips, yo.
I'm trying to remember what it was. I know I got. Was it the shrimp pasta that I got last time? I think it was.
I think you did.
And it was the linguine with the Florida Rock shrimp, had asparagus, tomato, and it's a crab broth with that.
That sounds so good.
Yeah, it
I
is.
like their crab fries.
Oh
Their
yes,
crab
yes,
fries are
yes.
so good. Also, it says here that their crab guacamole serves 4. That's a lie. It serves 1. It's so good. I could eat just that for dinner.
I love that.
I love it so much.
We
Good
did
call,
that
Kat.
last
Good
time.
call, Kat. Yeah, yeah. I
Oh my
remember
god,
that. Yeah.
it's so good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. I love crab. I love crab legs.
Same
I
here.
love crab sushi. I love crab everything. But the crab guacamole and the crab fries,
Yeah. Oh, I
chef's
love
kiss.
that.
It's incredible.
Yeah, crab fries. Yeah.
Ugh.
Two of my favorite things that go great together. You know, I have a penchant for French fries. So,
Who doesn't?
oh my goodness, it's so good.
Ugh.
Well, I think should we move
What do you
on?
like on their menu?
What don't I like on their menu? I mean, it's honestly like everything else. New York cheesecake, sure, great, but it's not seafood. Fish tacos we've had before, very good. They do have a lobster roll,
They do.
so I'm okay with that as well. But I think if I'm going to choose anything on here, the ahi pokey.
Yeah, they have a good poke.
So the poke is good. So I'm down with that, but I'm also down with the crab guacamole too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and when Kristen had the crab ceviche, that too is also banging. So I ain't hating on it. So I'm down with that.
My problem with ceviche is once I have one, I just want to keep eating it. Like to me, because it's so light and refreshing and doesn't feel heavy, I just don't want to stop eating it. How you feel about the crab?
It's mostly
guacamole?
water. It's mostly water. So yeah,
It's
you
juice.
keep on eating
It's
it.
basically juice.
It's juice and some
Juice.
vegetables. You know, it's a cold soup. It's good.
Without
Delicious.
the soupiness.
Yeah. Well, something that isn't cold
Okay.
is the menu at one of my favorite all-time restaurants of all time, Raglan Road.
Mm-hmm.
So everything is good. I think over the course of the 15, almost 17, almost 20 years, almost, we've been going to Walt Disney World together. I will say that they have some of my favorites. The fish and chips, wonderful wonderful. And it's kind of like the go-to. You don't know what you want to have, get the fish and chips because it's awesome. North Atlantic cod, beer battered, served with fish, and served with fish. Of course it's fish. I just said that. And then the fries and the fresh tartar sauce as well. There is a gluten-free option if you are so inclined, Kat.
It's quite good.
So there you have it. Very good.
I've had many times.
I think you were probably thinking to say served with chips, and you
Served
said
with chips.
Yeah, and you said served with fish.
Served with fish, yeah, because I have fish on the mind. So there you go. I mean, it's kind of what it's here for, but the scallops are great as well. Kristen used to love, as she mentioned earlier, it's not bleeding chowder, and I will agree with that. And she's also had the mussels before, which are also very good. I've had the mussels as well.
Another good place if you like mussels, the Prince Edward Island mussels over at Le Cellier are good.
Oh,
yes. There you go. And I think all of us here would maybe want this to be included. We talked about this place a lot just because we love George Malote. We love Wine Bar George over there in Disney Springs. Now, Kat, you in particular wanted to talk a little bit about your favorite there.
Yeah, we talked about it after my trip in March. I don't remember when that was. Time is a flat circle. The whole grilled sea bass at Wine Bar George is incredible. It's good every time. They cook it perfectly. It's so lovely. And then also, I like their octopus salad. Yeah. It's good. It's cooked well. It's very flavorful. I enjoy it. Wine Bar George, we did a whole show about Wine Bar George.
Yes.
I don't need to wax poetic about Wine Bar George. Everyone knows they're great and they're going to keep doing what they're doing. And I will continue to be a big fan of their craft over there, doing great stuff at Wine Bar George.
Yeah, I think on your recommendation next time, I'm going to have to go with that sea bass.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, and I will, on your recommendation, try the octopus because it's been difficult for me to find any seafood that reminds me of the time my band toured the Mediterranean. And when my band was touring and we hit the Mediterranean, not once, but like twice, I was so lucky to have some of the greatest calamari I have ever eaten in my life. And it's hard. Like, I don't know. And I've tried calamari other places. It just ends up being like overly rubbery and not so tasty. So I'm hoping that this grilled octopus salad will kind of take me back to the Mediterranean that I miss so much.
Good. It's good. It's pretty close. It's not exactly like how my mom makes it because my mom doesn't grill. She uses a pressure cooker.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a little different, but it's really good. It's got like a nice grilled, smoky with spicy, with vinegary. I really enjoy it. I'm a big octopus fan. Yeah. So that one's an A+ from me. Yeah, I mean, Wine Bar George, how can you go wrong?
When we meet your mom, I'm going to have to ask her for the family secret so that we can make it here at home and try it.
Oh, she'd give it to you. It's literally just, she buys well, if you guys don't have an Italian grocery, that might pose a problem for you. But if you have an Asian grocery.
Oh, yeah, we got plenty of those.
Then you can make it happen.
Yeah, we do have an Asian grocery.
Because that's the backup. If the Italian grocery doesn't have what she needs, she heads over to that H Mart because H Mart's always got what she needs.
There you go. Love it.
Awesome. Yeah, here in Tennessee, all the Italians are transplants from the north, and it's not like up there where I remember being in Ohio and my mom did an Italian themed Christmas party one year because every year her parties were themed, and
of course
we went to the Italian grocery store, and I just remember thinking it was so much fun to walk through there because you're seeing things you don't see every day in your regular Kroger or Publix or whatever you have near you.
It makes me feel so nostalgic. And so this is going to be a long tangent. I apologize to do this to you at the end of the show, but I'm going to do it anyways.
It's fine.
There's this lovely memoir by the lead singer of Japanese Breakfast. Her name is escaping me right now. I'm pretty sure it's Jenny, but she wrote a book called Crying in H Mart. about how she goes to the Korean grocery. She gets very emotional because her mom passed away and they bonded over cooking and all this stuff about a kimchi refrigerator. I would highly recommend reading the book. It's very emotional. It's very well written. But it was the first time I ever had someone outside of my family sum up how I feel when I go into an Italian grocery. I go to an Italian grocery when I'm in Michigan and I feel the most nostalgia of my entire life. I feel like I grew up in an Italian grocery, in the beauty shop and in the Italian grocery. I have all my memories as a child are either at the beauty shop with my grandmother or at the Italian grocery with my grandpa. And I have stories upon stories about him getting in fistfights and getting thrown out of the produce section. I have stories upon stories, just of crazy things. And all of them somehow happened inside of these Italian groceries. And making octopus at Christmas, making octopus salad at Christmas is such a huge momentous occasion every year for my family that this octopus salad, to bring it back full house to Wine Bar George, this octopus salad is wonderful because I get to enjoy it and my mother does not have to do any work for it to be good.
That's awesome.
It's wonderful. It's so good. Octopus salad, H Mart, Italian grocery, we give it all here on Dining at Disney.
No, it's perfect.
One of everything.
It's perfect. It's the way it should be,
Yes.
And that's really what food for me brings me back to happy places and happy times with friends, either at the park or with my family. And I remember I love bao buns so much because that was literally our Sunday ritual with my family growing up, is going to Chinatown in Seattle. And we'd go to Chinatown and have dim sum. And some of my favorite, as you said, my favorite memories are us as a family actually eating together every Sunday after church.
Yes.
This is what we did. And so the bao bun is very, very important to me. So there you go. Every time the bao bun is mentioned, Kristen always points at me. Bao bun.
Bao bun.
So anyway.
Yes.
Good time.
That's your
I
thing.
love it.
It is my thing.
And anything
Bao
dim sum.
buns, steak.
That's right. Burgers.
Oh, of course, steak, burgers. Yeah, I'm a
Bread
meatitarian.
pudding.
Yeah, bread pudding. Everything that's not good
bread
for you,
pudding.
except for the octopus. Yes, the octopus is pretty good.
Sure, whatever.
Why not? Live a little. Yeah, I have a story that I could tell a little bit later, but I did go to Japan and I did have like an octopus there, a little baby octopus, and they said, "Okay, make sure you swallow it fast because it could stick to you." And I was like, "Okay, I'll try."
No. I couldn't. No, I'm not eating anything that's still alive.
Oh,
I can't do
I'd
it.
probably do it.
Well,
I'd probably do it.
I
As long
probably
as I wasn't sitting inside of the Coral Reef restaurant where they could watch me do it.
I'd
But
be like, looking at you. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's a show, gang. Sorry. Wow. I almost went into my whole thing about drinking mezcal at the very bottom of the barrel and having the scorpion. Almost went there. Well, I guess I just told that story. Or the Escort Go story. Anyway.
come back next week.
Come back for more.
For more We could probably do a whole episode on just weird food stories that we have.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, we could do that.
That would probably get really gross really fast, though.
Well, it has to be like good food stories.
So there was this
what
one
we're telling
time.
right now.
So there was this one time with the Avengers that Ant-Man decided to try something new. It was on the Disney Wish.
Oh my God.
Thanos just happened to be there, and what do you know?
Okay. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed today's show. If you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe. You can find us on any of your favorite podcasting platforms, but if you do head over to Anchor, you can become a donor there, just like one of our top donors, Lindsay. And you can do that for as little as 99 cents a month. There's also an option as much as $9.99 a month. You can also head over to Dining at Disney when you're doing your shopping. So if you're shopping Amazon or the Disney Store or planning on your Walt Disney World trip and needing your groceries delivered, garden, grocer, all those links you can find there at diningatdisney.com. Aljon, do you want to tell everybody where they can find us?
Sure. Before we do that, though, just remember with that Amazon link, it's almost Amazon Prime Day. So use our link. Every little bit helps, especially if you're trying to save on all those great deals on Amazon. So find me at Aljon Rocks on Twitter and Aljon Go on Instagram. You can also find Dining at Disney on all the social medias. Starting next week, we're going to be going back and putting these videos on the YouTube podcast and on Facebook again. We're going to be back on video. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. And don't forget, for all of your Disney, Universal, and cruise travel needs, any cruise line, including Disney Cruise Line, you can contact Kristen for the best deal. So email her at themeparksandcruises@gmail.com for your free quote and to book today. Kat?
You can find me on Instagram at Catastrophe, at CAT_ASTROPHE. Make sure to check out some other great podcasts, including The Disney List with Kristen and Aljon, WDW Park Hoppers with Park Hopper John and Park Hopper Sid, Disney Parks Podcast with Tony and John, Skull Rock Podcast with Aljon and Dave Bossert, and my podcast, Eat the Pictures. For Facebook fun, join our groups. Oh boy. For Facebook fun, join our friends, the Disney Dorks, and Sorcerer Radio Fun Zone. And be sure to check out the Dining at Disney Facebook group. There's a ton of fun things happening over there.
Until next time, I'm Kristen. With me was Kat and producer Aljon. Bon appetit.
There are no good restaurants at Walt Disney World.
Yes, there are.
Information and opinions expressed in this podcast are for entertainment and informational purposes. All other trademarks mentioned are the property of their respective owners. Yes, I'd like to email you, Kristen, and my reservation wasn't done properly. Can you help me? Can you help me with my reservation, please?
I'll take my answer off the air.
I'm Kristen Hoetzel, vacation planner, world traveler, Disney foodie, and theme park fan.
I'm Aljon Go. I'm the husband who's also Disney, Star Wars, and Marvel Comics fan. And together, we host a Disney List podcast.
Every week, you'll hear us list our favorite things about Disney theme parks, films, shows, travel, Marvel, and Star Wars in a top 10 list, rankings, and more.
That's an impressive list. Subscribe to the Disney List podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast platform. You can even stream us on Sorcerer Radio at srsounds.com and check out our live shows on Facebook. The Disney List podcast. Visit thedisneylist.com.
Skull Rock Podcast, talking all things Disney, with your hosts Aljon Go and Dave Bossert.
Do you just love to learn more about the magic that embodies animated films, theme park attractions, and more? The all-encompassing universe created and produced by the genius of Walt Disney has spanned nearly 100 years and counting.
From his earliest film endeavors with the Laugh-O-Gram cartoons and the Alice comedies, to the creation of Mickey Mouse, to the first animated feature film, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and then dreaming of Disneyland, Walt Disney continuously raised the creative bar, and today his company has carried on that tradition as a global entertainment juggernaut. I'm Dave Bossert, artist, filmmaker, and author.
And I'm Aljon Go, musician, podcaster, and radio guy. Every week, Dave and I will explore the entertainment galaxy that is Disney with insightful conversation, stories, and special guests talking all things Disney.
Listen to never-before-heard stories and behind-the-scenes moments from some of your favorite Disney films, theme park attractions, performances, books, music, and so much more from knowledgeable, insightful, and thought-provoking hosts and guests. Hear the latest news about Disney past, present, and future.
Skull Rock Podcast is your go-to source for the magic we all love. Skull Rock Podcast. Visit skullrockpodcast.com.